People crashing or the time?
No, there's a guy down.
Hey there folks, Wrel here. This is your Auraxium update for September 4, 2016. On Friday, there was a public playtest held to test, everything on the test server, but that includes performance adjustments that have been made. Joshua Kriegshauser, the game's technical director, wrote up a long post for Reddit which explains some of the technical challenges currently being faced, and if that's something that you're interested in reading, I've left a link in the video description below. The construction system has also received some additions to the public test server, like the Glaive IPC, which fires ionic artillery strikes at the target, meant specifically to disable skywall shields. They also do a high amount of damage to vehicles that get hit, so there's some amusement there as well. Orbital strikes are also being iterated on, and how it works currently is that you'll place down an orbital strike generator, and the distance at which you can call in an orbital strike will increase over time. You can't call in an orbital strike within 200 meters of the device itself, so there's essentially a wind-up time for the device, because it needs to not only expand to its distance past the minimum firing range, but also keep expanding until it reaches the target that you actually want to strike. And I'm not incredibly sure this thing will be all that useful in its current state, but again, this and other construction items are still being iterated on. The air game has been sitting on some minor adjustments for a while now, which includes a passive nanite auto repair for engineers who are flying ESF, a buff to the actual nanite auto repair cert line, at least for ESF, which decreases how long it takes for ESF to start regenerating again, and some nerfs to coyotes, which include some damage and tracking changes. These adjustments have been there for a month or more, just waiting on the next patch. And if you want to stay up to date with changes being made to the game, I've listed some subreddits and Twitter accounts for you to follow in the video description, though the notes are posted to the official forums as well. Hopefully that'll save you some time writing posts about things that have already been changed. Rolla Rifle has been removed from the test server for the time being. It's likely being retooled when some time frees up, but it has unfortunately been kind of a buggy mess. That'll be mixed news for some folks. I know I was looking forward to it as a light assault, but I know vehicle players were not so thrilled. Also on the test server are loadout adjustments for new players. Now I've probably mentioned this in the past, but it's worth going over again since these changes are likely to hit live sooner rather than later. The new player loadouts have been reconfigured. Every class gets default attachments for their primary weapons, and they're equipped by default, except for the 1x reflex, which everybody has access to, but isn't equipped by default just due to technical limitations. That probably sounds weird, but so is our attachment system. They also get a max rank suit slot for one loadout, and those suit slots vary from class to class. For Infiltrator, it's a new Chameleon cloaking module, which removes shimmer when struck while cloaked, but if your shield gets popped, it'll give you a boost of cloaking energy as well. This intends to help new players get a little bit more time to get away as they learn to use their cloaks, and also makes them a bit more difficult to track down in the first place. For Light Assault, you get Advanced Shield Capacitor max rank for free. For Engineer, it's Flak Armor max rank for free. For Heavy Assault, it's Nano Weave Armor max rank for free. And for Combat Medic, it's a Nano Regen Capacitor suit slot, which increases the regeneration rate of a player's Nano Regen device. That allows for more healing, more survivability, as they get a better handle on the class. Fun little side note is that the Engineer's ammo pack has also been sped up to throw a little bit faster, a little bit further, and hopefully that'll reduce the habit-related deaths that some of us veterans have when we try to bring up our overshield, the one that we don't have equipped. Also, by default, infantry are getting a utility slot item that passively grants 50 shield health. That doesn't sound like much, given that it's a 5% increase in your total health pool, but that's also kind of the point. New players get a bit more survivability, and the veterans have to work a little bit harder. Veterans likely won't use the item at all because medkits are just so much more useful, and new players get something that they can grow out of once they get more skillful at shooting. At least that's the intention. We'll definitely have to see how it plays out on live. Last thing I want to mention is that Burness recently showed off an experiment for what will replace Econom BioLab on the public test server. That change hasn't been added to PTS yet, but it could end up happening pretty soon. Instead of a BioLab, the Econom region will now give players a constructible area to build on, one that's attached to the lattice, and also the lattice links surrounding the base will allow you to bypass it entirely if you feel so inclined. There are 2 capture points outside that can be captured by vehicles, as well as a whole underground complex for infantry to fight over if they can make their way inside. The region itself will still offer BioLab benefits, but will also allow hives in the region to generate at 100% efficiency. Right now, this is just an experiment, and depending on how it plays out, it can be extended to other areas. That said, those are all the updates that I have. I know it's not a lot, especially for PS4 users who feel like they're being left out in the cold, but the biggest concern in recent days has been performance, and it still continues to be. So development is a little bit slower than anyone would like. Hopefully, the more solid parts of what's on PTS will make their way live soon, at least to PC, and then trickle down to PS4, and we'll have something new to talk about. If this video has been interesting, helpful, or entertaining, please feel free to like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and if you have anything you'd like to see in the future, or maybe you want to share your thoughts on what's currently on the public test server, you can go ahead and do that in the comment section down below. Thanks very much, folks. Wrel signing off.
I got a stream up by the way if anyone like Capler wanna watch what we're doing. No, okay. Whereabouts are you? Because I wanna
I get like 50.
No performance benefit for me either.
Oh damn, Recon Starks can kill
But
him.
my resolution is not.
Wrel, why did you have less than 60? Okay. So whereabouts were you? Get that.